Leadership in Kenya is changing, and UONGOZI, a brand new television series, continues with its search for Kenya's next leader. After a massive nationwide drive for Kenyans who think they can be the Kiongozi to apply, over 12,000 Kenyans applied. Out of those, 240 were shortlisted to participate in countrywide auditions that drew Kenyans from all the 47 counties, and finally, 16 finalists, 8 men and 8 women, were chosen to compete in the national final. So far, 5 contestants have been eliminated, and 11 are left to battle it out for the position of the leader that Kenya deserves. The winner of UONGOZI will get a 6-month leadership prize, which will include an all-expenses-paid trip to experience 6 leadership and governance institutes across 4 continents: Asia, Africa, Europe, and North America. A total of 1.2 million shillings stipend over the 6-month period, and a 3 million shillings grant to implement a public project of their choice. But before we catch up with the contestants, how did this whole process start?
It's a leadership campaign urging Kenyans to think differently about leadership, to think of issues, to think of leaders who think of them rather than the usual political chants that we've been hearing. And it's very relevant because it's coming just before the general elections in 2013.
When we come to our overall leadership, we don't look at these values and qualities of a person and what they could do. We tend to think of other things apart from that. So I hope that the UONGOZI program will be able to at least sensitize Kenyans. 80% of people who are going to vote in this coming general election will be able to look and analyze each and every leader that they're voting in, to check their qualities, to check their values, in order to bring them back to office, or in order to get them to be people to serve them in future.
Tunataka kubadilisha uongozi wa nchi hii. Yes. Watu wa tumbo wamekuwa wakijua kiongozi lazima awe na tumbo kubwa, ati lazima awe na pesa. Kiara imefika kwa mgongo, haifai. Huyo ndio kiongozi.
Ni idea mzuri kufungua watu macho na kupatia nafasi watu ambao hawana uwezo, wako na zile qualities za kuwa viongozi lakini hawana uwezo.
The UONGOZI campaign made use of various platforms to get the message of the application process across. These included roadshows, which were done for several weeks across the 47 counties. Traversing the country from western Kenya to central Kenya to the coast, the main objective was to have as many Kenyans apply from all regions. Nation Media Group, one of the key partner organizations, was instrumental in giving the campaign the visibility and support it needed.
There were 3 elements to Nation Media Group's role in the UONGOZI initiative. So there were the articles that were generated by external parties, but also by our own columnists, which were talking about the general state of the country as it were. We also ran an advertising campaign. Again, this was run across our different platforms. So it ran in the newspapers, the Daily Nation and Taifa Leo. It ran on radio, both our radio stations, Easy FM and QFM. It ran on both television stations, NTV, QTV, and it also ran online on nation.co.ke.
The potential leaders filled a detailed application form either in soft copy, via the internet, or hard copy during and/or after the roadshows.
UONGOZI approached us regarding the initiative that they had, and they wanted people from various areas, different ages and age groups, and also people who are in the grassroots to be able to participate.
The Postal Corporation of Kenya's vast network of over 600 post offices was used to distribute and collect application forms from across the 47 counties. The massive applications, counting well over 12,000, were then sorted both manually and electronically. Using a criteria fair enough to see the very best, and with a special computer software, only 5 contestants were shortlisted from each county, presenting a chance to 240 finalists from 47 counties to proceed to the The next step was the auditions, where the 240 shortlisted were going to be further cut down to our final 16. Auditions were held in 4 regions. And to kick us off from the audition process, 60 contestants, being our first set to be auditioned, met in Oloitoktok town. 250 kilometers from Nairobi, Oloitoktok is a charming town located at the Kenya-Tanzania border. And in Oloitoktok, shortlisted potential leaders from 12 other counties arrived. These include Nairobi, Taita Taveta, Kiambu, Kirinyaga, Voi, Mombasa, Kwale, Makueni, Machakos, Murang'a, Kajiado, and Nyeri counties. 3 other auditions will be done in Garissa, Kitale, and Kisii as we look for the ideal candidate for UONGOZI. 3 judges were chosen to preside over the Oloitoktok auditions: Eric Wanaina, musician and activist; Dr. Wamboi Waithaka, a medical doctor; and Paul Goldsmith, scientist and anthropologist.
Bwana Rashid, habari gani? Asante sana kwa kufika hapa leo. Swali la kwanza ni hili. Unaona kama mob justice, kama security forces hawako, kama inaweza kuruhusiwa?
Mob justice kama security forces hawako, haiwezi kuruhusiwa.
Kwa nini?
Kwa sababu inaleta maafa mengi sana.
There was the question on mob justice, and the contestants seemed to be reading from the same script.
When you take the law in your hands, it is very, very dangerous.
No, it's not okay.
We can't really take the law in our own hands.
Until someone abandoned the script.
It can be justifiable because maybe assume someone has being found maybe in a rape case. So I think that one, he's supposed to be disciplined by the community or by the people before he gets disciplined by the law system.
Contestants are asked a set of 5 initial questions to test their perspective on leadership and everyday life.
Why do you want to be a leader?
Why I want to be a leader is because I believe that I understand the issues that I want to be a part of when it comes to solving them.
In my opinion, leadership is not about your age. Leadership is not about what you have. Leadership is actually, to some extent, it's a calling.
According to the Constitution of Kenya, there are 3 requirements to be registered as a voter. What are these requirements?
You have an ID and a Kenya citizen.
You have to be over 18 years. At least you have to be in that constituency or that county for more than 45 days. And you have to be a citizen of Kenya.
Contestant after contestant appears before the judges, hoping to make it through the first round of auditions. From the 60, only 12 will make it to the next round. Who are the 12 moving to the next round?
Murang'a County. M County, baby! Caroline Wangari, Taita Taveta County. Kezia Khadija. Mombasa County, Solomon Mudera. Nairobi County is Herman Muraguri Kiriko.
So from Kilifi County, Nyasaidi, Atman, Fanua. Kajiado County, Linda Jabet Chuma. And from this county, Dishon Kirima.
Machakos, Bwana Felipe Opio. Mwisho Naro.
While the first round depended on individual capabilities, the second round was looking at how the contestants performed in a group setting. To do this, a task was given, and out of these, only 4 people can make it to the national finals. 20 survivors in a devastated area, and the contestants read the profiles of these survivors. Each survivor has a strength and a weakness, and the task of the contestants is to choose only 10 survivors that can be used to rebuild the community. Contestants have only 1 hour to come to a consensus.
We cannot discriminate the choice on basis of age.
He is not creative. We need to agree on who we're dropping, who we are retaining.
Things get heated as the contestants undertake the task. And finally, the moment of reckoning was here as the judges announced the 4 who would be proceeding from the Oloitoktok auditions.
Just names on a paper. We have Felipe Opio. Next, we have Solomon. And we have Kezia. The 4th person going to the next round is Herman. Congratulations for the work done, guys. From the 4 of you, I actually honestly believe we have the UONGOZI winner.
The next auditions for UONGOZI took place in Garissa Town, the market and economic hub of Garissa County in northeastern Kenya. Garissa Town is a distance of 382 kilometers from Nairobi and lies along the Tana River. The contestants came with clear expectations.
Majina naitwa Geoffrey Jue na nimetoka Embu County. Matarajio yangu ni kuona kama Kenya imesimama imara.
I've always believed that I can achieve anything I put my mind to, and that is one of the qualities that I think and I believe that a leader should have.
And the judges for the Garissa auditions were Boniface Mwangi, an activist from Kenya Nikwetu, Samia Omar, a human rights activist from Lamu, and Mweni Lundi, an activist and an artist. First to face the judges was Elizabeth Duya from Lamu County. So, was she nervous?
I'm a little bit tensed. Otherwise, I'm ready for the challenge.
Elizabeth, karibu.
How will you help Lamu? Let's get very specific.
For instance, there is the issue of education. The education system, okay, the education is there, but I can see like boys in Lamu are not going to school. Actually, they reach a certain level and they don't continue.
Some of the contestants had an interesting take on various issues.
Wakati Moi alikuwa kiongozi, Kenya ilikuwa nchi bora. Kwa nini?
Wakati Moi alikuwa kiongozi, sijaona hii mambo ya vifo kweli zikitokezea.
Ulikuwa mdogo, wakati Moi alitoka usukani ulikuwa na miaka 16.
Hata kama ni mdogo, lakini I have to sense. Mpaka unakuwa na hiyo sense of humor, kuna mtu fulani mahali fulani amekufa.
Pande miti ama tupande miraa? Unataka tupande miti ama tupande miraa?
Miti ama miraa? Tupande miti.
Miti.
Kwa nini?
Miraa tunazo tupande miraa. Tupande miraa, lakini hata miraa ni miti.
Some contestants were simply full of wisdom and they gladly shared it.
So wisdom is a kindly spirit and renown give blasphemer to the guilt of his ones. Because God is the only listener of the innermost feelings and the true observer of mind and soul. So if you want to lead the nation, listen to wisdom and you'll reign forever.
Tell us about yourself.
My name is Enoch Njenga, born and raised in Garissa, schooled here. I'm an artist, community mobilizer.
What kind of art do you do?
I'm an artist. I rap and I sing. I do music.
Please rap for us, man.
Let's even make it more specific. Rap about the key problems that are facing your constituency.
I rap?
Yes.
Okay. We are tired of this poverty, lack of proper leadership, no visionary in the way they're doing things. I'm sad about it, no justice in the way they're implementing these kind of things. It's like leadership is for the camera flashlights. There is really no transparency in the way they do these things. Passing through corners in the dark nights, making deals under the table, and we youths keep on suffering like we ain't right or implicated or obligated to, pass.
So, you have a...
Other than their obvious leadership qualities, all the contestants had one thing in common.
How do you describe a member of parliament?
Vultures.
They are an epitome of greedy highness.
And therefore within Afambaya, you want to suck my blood. I mean, to suck my blood, the blood of the sufferer.
After a rigorous first round of auditions, 12 were shortlisted to proceed to the second round. The 12 contestants were given a task, and depending on how they performed, the judges would select the final 4 who would travel to Nairobi to compete for the top spot in UONGOZI.
Snake cannot make a sound of a lion because it has its own sound.
No one has talked about killing here.
Yes.
It is said clearly that the 10 shall be eliminated through a method that we agree.
Reconstruction of the community.
What is elimination?
Where will you take them?
We can seclude them in a meaningful way.
After 4 hours of heated deliberations, the judges arrived at a decision.
The 4. The first one is 1 on 2, Adel Abdallah. 4, Zinab Warrior. 8, Enoch Jana. And the last one is Elizabeth Allo.
Welcome to Kisii. Known for its hills and famous for banana production, this was the 3rd location of the countrywide auditions for UONGOZI. 60 contestants, drawn from across 12 counties, were shortlisted to appear before the judges in Kisii.
I'm Janet Waboikabu. I'm from Nyandarua County. I'm hoping for the best, and I'm ready to face what is going on. I'm prepared.
My name's Joseph Ondijo Oido. I come from Kisumu County. I feel confident that I'll perform well because I don't have any fear because I've been competing. I've attended several competitions, so I don't fear competition.
And to preside over the Kisii auditions, 3 judges were picked from a diverse panel to bring their experiences and expertise to the auditions.
I was invited into the program by UONGOZI leaders because of my work with Mzalendo.com. Mzalendo.com keeps an eye on the Kenyan Parliament, encouraging people to hold their leaders accountable.
My work is about developing change makers and really looking in terms of how can communities, how can individuals be change makers.
I teach and research on issues around leadership, especially the historical elements of leadership.
Charity begins at home, and the contestants had to tell the judges what they were doing in their communities.
I will help assist other members of my community to start their projects that will assist them.
I'm an artist, painting, fine artist, and I've been engaging some of the street children in doing that, and there are 2 who are eating from it.
Sometimes when I'm not so busy in school, I get to mentor young girls, upcoming girls in secondary schools. Mostly I deal with girls from disadvantaged backgrounds.
Political leadership at times is required, but also others can be sorted by individuals. But what is really impairing people is lack of resources.
After each of the 60 contestants had met with the judges, it was time to announce the 12 who would be going to the second round of auditions.
Um, 203 185 230 198
177 219 225 233 194
210 176 and 211.
To get down to 4, the contestants just like in the other auditions, undertook a group task.
We'll need somebody to give birth, so we'll need the promiscuous girl number 7. Have you written the CO?
Me haven't written.
Good, right?
Yes.
The last one.
So the last one?
The task completed, the final 4 were selected.
Number 1, 233.
Number 2, 225.
Number 3, 219.
Number 4, 230.
I feel good, but I see it as a big challenge. So I hope I should work harder to gain the grand prize.
Now, we are on the last leg of UONGOZI auditions as we head to Kitale. Kitale is a 6-hour drive through scenic beauty and interesting monuments. Here we are. Welcome to Kitale. It's here that the last round of auditions will take place. As early as 7 a.m., the contestants arrive at the last location for auditions.
From Turkana County, I'm coming to take it.
Mimi naitwa Msumba Gilbert Etole, natoka jimbo la Vihiga, na nimekuja hapa kwa sababu ya uongozi. Nikipewa nafasi nitaongoza.
And now, let's meet the judges who will select the last 3 contestants who will join the other 12 finalists from Oloitoktok, Garissa and Kisii auditions.
Your greatest fear is dying before seeing Kenya in a category of developed countries. Mkubwa. Hiyo ni overwhelming yani for kusema hivyo. Kwa nini unataka kuwa leader?
Kulingana na mimi. Mimi naona kana kwamba miaka 50 tangu tupate uhuru tumepiga hatua chache sana. Ingefaa kufikia sasa tu katika kiwango kingine. Yani kiwango tofauti ambayo si ya sasa. Kama vile tungekuwa na hakikisho
highway Turkana ama
bila shaka. Kwa mfano tangu mkoloni aondoke ile reli aliunda hatujaongeza hata inchi moja. Sasa inatuonyesha kwamba hakuna kitu tumefanya.
Watch what happens when the judges themselves are put to the test.
Habari jioni.
Salama.
Uko salama sana?
Kabisa.
Mbona uniangalia sura yako mbaya hivi yani?
Do you know where you are?
Hapana.
Kwa nini unaangalia huko?
Maana niko mzima.
Some person has been suspected of committing a crime.
Yes.
And the mob justice is about to take place.
Yes.
As a leader, what would you do?
First thing, we have the constitution that prevents people from killing each other. And in the Bill of Rights, people are not expected to kill or just to
I think it's okay when there is recurrent crime.
So if there is recurrent crime, you feel that it is acceptable?
When a crime is recurrent, one person is known to be committing this crime over and over again. You know, sometimes people just act to eliminate.
Finally, we've come to the end of a very long day.
With the first round of auditions over, the judges announced the lucky 11 from the Kitale auditions who were proceeding to the second round of auditions.
I shall announce the winners from each of the counties, beginning with Elgeyo Marakwet, Patrick Cheriot. Busia, Silas Odungu. From Bungoma, Sophia Wanyama. Vihiga County, Wilberforce Imbiru. Wasingishu, Helen Mudhoni. Turkana, James Namuyon. From Trans Nzoia, Elizabeth Chepkwemei. From Nandi, Hadlin Lusui. West Pokot, Bernard Wendo. From Siaya, Joram Omondi. And last but by no means least, Kakamega, Nora Nakabati. Congratulations again to those 11 individuals. You have been an invaluable part of this process. Asanteni sana.
To further reduce the remaining 11 to 3, the contestants are given a task.
That although this lady is young and beautiful, she's not faithful to her marriage. That means if she's not faithful to the family, she cannot also be faithful to the community.
Where did you get that? Because it takes two to tango. We're just being told about her alone, so let's not crucify one person.
Do we include or we don't include?
We include.
We are economists.
Please stop what you're doing now.
Having ran out of time, the contestants must now face the judges. The task completed, it was time to know the final 3 from our last audition.
For the 3 names that you will soon hear are those who will be the television contestants.
Number 147, James Leperok Namuyon. Makofi tafadhali.
Number 170, Joram Nyaikali Omondi.
From the Kitale auditions is Hardlin Lusui. Congratulations to the 3.
After an extensive auditioning process that saw over 12,000 applicants apply, 240 shortlisted, and auditions held in 4 regions across the country, starting with Oloitoktok to Garissa, then Kisii, and finally Kitale, we finally had our 16 finalists who will compete at the national finals for the ultimate position of the Kiongozi. Our 16 finalists are from Oloitoktok, Kezia Khadija from Taita Taveta County, Solomon Mudhera from Mombasa County, Felipe Saja from Machakos County, and Herman Muraguri from Nairobi County. From Garissa, Enoch Maina from Garissa County, Zainab Wario from Isiolo County, Elizabeth Duya from Lamu County, and Aidan Mohammed from Mandera. From Kisii, Jennifer Robi Chacha from Migori County, Evelyn Gakinya from Laikipia County, Rose Nyasuguta from Kisii County, and Raymond Ocheng from Kisumu County. And from Kitale, James Lepeyok from Turkana County, Joram Omondi from Siaya County, and Hardlin Lusui from Nandi County. And who was the 16th contestant? Viewers had to wait until the next episode to find out as the most challenging leadership competition took off. Having finished the UONGOZI auditions, 16 contestants were selected to advance to the national levels. The 16th contestant was going to be a Kenyan living in the diaspora. Applications were advertised, and out of the hundreds of applicants, 5 people, Jared Oino from Qatar, Vera Aoko from the US, Eunice Songa from the Dominican Republic, Julius Muhoro from Uganda, and Irene Njeri from the Central African Republic were interviewed. The judges eventually selected Eunice Songa. The UONGOZI show would be presided over by 3 judges, John Githongo, Tom Boya, and Mweni Lundi. From time to time, there would also be a guest judge depending on the task. The contestants were divided into 2 groups, Kenya Moja and Wazalendo, after which they were given the task of the day. Their brief was to run a mkokoteni for a day and get the owner a minimum of 3,000 Kenya shillings as revenue.
At the end of this process, any of you will be going home.
After lighting and putting out fires in the name of deliberations, the teams headed to Muthurwa Market in Nairobi town to implement their task. But first, both teams met with Bwana Dirangu, a 20-year veteran in the mkokoteni business, and he had some pointers to give them. After the brief, it was time for the contestants to roll up their sleeves and forget the cozy world of boardrooms and to experience real leadership.
Unaweza nipa kazi ya kupeleka
kwa duka yako, kwa store.
The locals had no idea what to make of these boardroom-dressed people claiming to be mkokoteni operators. They thought they were coming for their jobs and they put up a protest.
Sio kazi zetu mna target.
Hapana, si kazi zetu.
Ama mnakuja lakini sasa pia lazima tunegotiate kabla tujeka mzingo kwenye.
As the reality of the task dawned, tempers began to flare in.
Sasa unaona wanabaki tena.
Those people, please. Four.
I'm going, Adam.
You know the rules.
Which rules?
Four.
And different strategies were developed, with one team having a worker class team and a marketing team.
So you go to a person, the person tells you, this thing will be collected at a later time. Naomba unipe kazi mimi pia nishiriki.
After a hard day's work, one team ended up not raising any money while the other team raised only 20 shillings. The target was a minimum of 3,000 shillings per team. Someone was going to be eliminated. And now, both teams have to answer to the judges.
The winning team is the Wazalendo team. Bwana Dirango, hizi timu mbili ni gani uliona mnaweza kufanya kazi pamoja?
Nilipendezwa na kazi ya Kenya moja.
Enoch, I'd like to hear from you. Why did you turn down the position of team leader and nominate Aidan?
I had some little knowledge on the business, so I preferred giving the input and giving the idea on the table and having someone facilitate the whole thing. That's why I nominated Aden.
The Kazia we saw yesterday and the one we have seen today are different as night and day. For me, something must have caused that.
We're not here to pamper or call a spade a spade. There are few things our leader didn't consider, and I felt he didn't want to be told.
Kesia has a different attitude, because there is an attitude that when you have it, even when things are done right, you don't see them right.
I'm now going to announce the elimination. Jennifer Chacha of Kenya Moja. There's somebody else who's going to leave us today, and that is Raymond Ochieng of Mzalendo team.
I know I've not lost. I'm also, even if I'll be living here, I'm already a leader. And maybe I've lacked something that others had that I did not have. So it's a challenge to me to go and work on it so that next time I may be among the winners.
I think Kezia would have been eliminated, but things didn't go well. And I got eliminated.
The next task is a race. You will be given each team a cash float of 2,100 shillings for incidentals as you go through the safari that you're about to embark on. As was the case last time, you will be accompanied by my colleagues, Judges Tom and Mweni. Enjoy yourselves and keep in mind that at the end of it, anyone will be going home.
The contestants were going on a race in which a group that got there first was going to be the winner. What they did not know is that the process of getting to the destination was what was being evaluated, rather than how quickly they got to the destination. First, they had to come up with a plan and to elect a team leader.
I'd rather push this thing maybe to Rose Nyasuguta. Do you agree? Does everyone agree? Thank you.
Several scenarios had been set up to test the contestants, the first of which was that they were required to head to a Matatu stage, identify a David Miner who would give them their next clue. And it seems this David was an elusive man.
My name is Joram Nyanga. We are looking for one David Miner.
The next setup was a female motorist who was having car trouble. Would they stop to help?
Parked here, and there was a wheel down, a tire down there. Then that lady in a bandaged hand stopped us, and she pleaded with us to help her. It's important to lend a helping hand to your fellow when you find them in trouble.
And then there was a fight. Would the contestants figure out it was a setup? After many challenges along the way, the contestants finally made it to their destination, and Kenya Moja won the task for the day.
Congratulations, Kenya Moja. You have completed the task successfully. Yes. You have won.
You can relax now.
However, someone or some people were going to go home. Who would it be this time?
The person who's going to be eliminated from the Wazalendo team is Rose Nyasuguta. The person to be eliminated from the Kenya Moja team is Herman Muragori.
I have grown. I did not. Mine was not only the cash, and what came with it. I have grown. I've met guys who've been able to synergize in terms of ideas.
The church's decision, I can say, was fair. If they saw what they saw, I cannot say that it wasn't fair because I know they wanted something maybe which they didn't see in me.
We are down to 12 contestants from 16, and the remaining contestants must prove to the judges and ultimately Kenyans that they are the leader that Kenya deserves. Just when the contestants started to think they were getting a handle on things, Judge John put a spin on the competition.
And that is to my far right, Judge Mombi Kaigwa. Welcome, Mombi. I hand over to Tom Boyer as head judge.
With a new judge on board, Judge Tom taking over the lead judge role and the teams reshuffled, the contestants were now in uncharted territory. For the first time on UONGOZI, there was immunity up for grabs by the winning team. Let's see how hard the contestants will battle out for it. The teams had to pick 2 items from amongst 4 to sell to raise money for internally displaced persons. The items were groundnuts, paper punches, t-shirts and tissue paper. Kenya Moja picked tissues and t-shirts while Wazalendo had groundnuts and paper punches. The concept of raising funds for internally displaced persons was proving hard for some potential clients to swallow, and the contestants were put to task to explain their actions.
Just a moment with you. Yo, don't speak. Okay, fine.
You tell Kibaki because he's in power right now.
But if you let him do his part and we do our part as well, you can't sit in your house enjoying Christmas.
My part is just to say peace should be there.
Yes,
but
peace.
Kibaki should know what to do.
But we Kenyans should also help.
No, which way? It's like you having a wife. Why should someone help your wife and you are there as a husband?
As the day wore off, the contestants became better at getting clients, and by the end of the day, both teams had sold off all their products.
So we thought it's what it costs.
And Wazalendo won the task with a clear margin of over 24,000 shillings, having raised 58,000 shillings. Kenya Moja trailed behind, having raised 34,000 shillings. This meant that Wazalendo had immunity. They could sit safe for that elimination anyway.
And I made my calls, and the money was sent through the money transfer. But I think for them, they maybe went, but they didn't come back for the calling.
Judges, I agree with you people. I stuck on that price, and I, for once, I'll say there's no t-shirt I sold at less than 1,000.
You weren't working as a team, you were working as a team for IDPs. And what I hear is that you were busy trying to look good.
We have come to a decision, and we have decided that the person to be eliminated at this point is Evelyn.
chance and time is given to all, and it doesn't belong to the swift nor to the strong, but chance and time is given to all.
Next time on Uongozi.
Stakabadhi ilikuwa rahisi kwako kuelewa?
Maandishi siwezi toa kitu. And then the coloring of the flag, we are brighter than it is.
Hyena, we have hyenas in our home Nyamila. Lakini I want to see it now live.
I don't feel like they're hungry to win.